Hello, my fellow PMPs. I'm here together with my leadership team from the Project Leadership Institute, a subset of us. There are many more of us who are not here. So I have Jiru, Daryl, and Ed. These are my friends. These are my colleagues who have been working with me to not just elevate me, but also elevate themselves. We coach each other and mentor each other, and we grow. And that's why we have put together the PMP Grad Boot Camp, because we know if you're a PMP and you're not growing, or you're not listening constantly to some motivational content, inspirational content, and you don't have other PMPs coming alongside you, you're not really getting the full value of your PMP. Now, we have put together the PMP Grad Boot Camp, and I will be your main coach. They will also be coming alongside to offer value, but I wanted them to speak about the importance of motivation, pragmatism, and being empowered as a PMP, because that is what we're seeking to do. For those of you that haven't been to the website, it's pmp.leadershipstreet.com. And before they speak, I'll just show very quickly, this is the site. We would love to have your company as a PMP. Would love to share what we have learned along the way, what we have learned in consulting, in government, and in private organizations. We're talking about bridging the gap, elevating our skills, adding the secret sauce of leadership, and at the end of the day, elevating the importance of stakeholder engagement and communication while developing your career and learning continuously. So I know some folks haven't met us before, and they most certainly may not even know who I am. And they might be, okay, what am I really going to gain from this? I'd love for you folks to just give some insights as to what you have gained from your association through the training and coaching and mentoring that I have made available.
Yeah, Phil, I have to say, I think, no. I know what I've gained through here is something you can't put a price on. And when I say you can't put a price on it is because I love what you said about bridging the gaps. There, in a lot of times, there's a lot of gaps that we're unable to see as individuals. And so having a coach mentor to be able to point out those gaps, some of us call them blind spots being that when I was driving, and I'm probably going to tell my age, but they didn't have it where you could automatically look to see who was sitting in your blind spot. And so you would need someone along with you on the journey. Ooh, I like that. See, when you're driving along in the journey, meaning that you had a passenger, and before you got over into the other lane, someone say, hey, your passenger say, don't get over there. Somebody just sitting in your blind spot. So what I love about what Phil is doing, what he's done for us and continues to do for us, is he points out these blind spots, and he's so open. And that's rare that you'll see a coach or mentor to be so open to say, I also want you to show me where my blind spots is when I'm coaching and instructing, because I want to grow as well. This is not a dictatorship. This is something where we're looking to get better 1% each and every day. So if you have not signed up, if you have not even thought about joining, I don't know what's taking you so long to click on this link and to join with us, because this is going to be a credible movement. I'm going to be there. The team is going to be there. So I don't know what else I could say.
Thank you, Ed.
So for me, Phil, my biggest blind spots, or the reason why I collaborated with you, as a lifelong coach for me, is my biggest blind spot is communication. I have an issue with stuttering, and my leadership too is also a blind spot. So being able to have this opportunity to be your mentee is really awesome. So, I invite everybody to come and join us on the 23rd and 24th.
Thank you, Daryl. Jiru?
I think I should say I'm very honored and was very lucky when I found this PLI, which I learned a lot. And also, I got a lot of coaching, mentoring moment whenever I need help. Um, Through that helped me to continue to grow, even though at the most difficult time when I'm hesitating, I could always turn to my mentor and coaching to, seeking for help. So it will be always a beneficial to
Thank
the
you,
career.
Jiru.
And also for me, communication is my blind spot. Even though I know how important the communication is, I and everybody's mentoring coach would help me correct my behavior. I really
I
appreciate
love it.
that.
Thank you, Jiru. And to be quite honest, you folks are very humble, but I want to kind of toot your horn a little bit. I first of all want people to know that beyond PMP, you folks have made some huge strides. Beyond PMP, Daryl and Ed, they have established businesses. They have established social media channels where they're offering value to people. Beyond the PMP, Jiru has gone an extra step and has acquired the PSM, the Professional Scrum Master, the PSPO, right, Jiru? PSPO, that's a huge accomplishment. And beyond that, you've received promotions. Everyone here at this table has elevated where they are. So we're very pragmatic about it. When we tell you PMP actually means for us power, motivation, and pragmatism, we're absolutely serious. There's no PMP in reality without you empowering yourself. In this training and coaching, we will show you over a period of 2 days how to be empowered, even when people haven't empowered you, how to be motivated, and how to be pragmatic, how to make it pragmatic. Again, we have all of these modules that we're going to be covering, but most importantly, we are going to fill the gap that many of you feel you miss studying for your PMP, you miss being in a classroom environment because you truly grew as a PMP. You grew and you've stopped growing in many respects because you're not receiving that nurturing and that nourishment for your intellect, for your knowledge muscles. And that's why we are inviting you. It's an invitation for you to come and have a discussion. This is not like the boot camps where it's death by PowerPoint. No, 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 no. This is a conversation. As you can see here, we're human, right? We are just like you. We're PMPs. We went through what you went through, right? PMI didn't just wake up, Daryl, and say, there you go, there's your PMP. You guys worked for your PMP, right? You worked for it. So we're all just like you PMPs who are looking for building to the next level, right? Because the job that you're in today is not guaranteed for tomorrow. And tomorrow you might find yourself in a bigger, more prominent role. Do you have the leadership chops to survive that? Do you have the support of a network, of a team? You see, when you come into our fold, you are immediately with a community, a smaller community, not as big as 1.5 million people who have the PMP, but you have a community of people that can help you, a community of people that you can bounce ideas off of. And we're very honest, we just share our ideas and our journey. We are all going to be sharing our journeys and where we have come from and where we're going. We want you to be part of that. We want to hear your story. We want to come alongside you. We want to help you, and we want to learn from you as well. So it's a community. Again, the place to go is pmp.leadershipstreet.com. I want to say a huge thank you to my friends for joining today, for Jiru, for Daryl, for Ed. And like I said, there's many more of our members who are not here today, but you'll get to meet some of them when you come for the program. Again, it's pmp.leadershipstreet.com. Thank you all very much, and we'll see you in the program. Take care and bye for now. So let me tell you a little bit about my story. I started off as a civil engineer, studying civil engineering, and then my master's degree was in construction information technology. I knew that I needed to move into other worlds because as I was studying my master's degree, I was at Citibank. As I did my master's in construction IT, I felt the pull more into information technology. So I doubled down and did some additional courses in e-commerce and the web. And then I started slowly changing my career as my professor encouraged me to write a dissertation on project management systems and the barriers to these systems in the world of construction and engineering. once I was done with my dissertation, I was bitten by the project management bug. So I thought, oh, I've written a dissertation in project management. I can go for interviews now. I went for my first interview at DHL. My goodness, that was the worst interview ever. I mean, they didn't even call me back to say why they wouldn't call me back. It was really bad. I realized I needed to do more than just have project management on paper. So as I started working more and more in the world of project management, I started realizing there's an art and a science to it. And I was fortunate enough to meet my mentor. Her name is Mary Hirschner. And Mary said, Phil, why don't you take the PMP exam? You'll be a great PMP. And I said, show me how. How do I do that? Took the PMP exam. The exam spat me out. And honestly, as soon as I got certified, I realized that there was a world of opportunity out there. But one of the things I did to help me maximize the opportunity was studying beyond the PMP exam. What do I mean by that? Well, the exam only goes so far to ask you questions that demonstrates you have the knowledge. But how do you demonstrate pragmatism? How do you show that you truly have mastered that concept? And as someone who is a serial interview candidate, I can tell you, it's all about, one, translating that knowledge into stories that encapsulate your understanding, demonstrating that you have applied, if not that exact thing, then something that is close enough. And it's also about being dominant in the content. I'm telling you, content is king when it comes to the interview. Because some people go to interviews and they freeze up because what they've memorized isn't coming through. They haven't truly understood it. It is not ingrained in them. I am on a mission to help those of you PMPs who are wondering, what do I do next, Phil? I'm a PMP, but I ain't getting the interviews. I went to this interview and I wasn't able to bring it. Or I wasn't able to answer the questions. Or the imposter syndrome's beating me up, Phil. I don't feel confident enough. Yes, I'm a PMP, but I'm not able to hold my own in an interview. Well, take it from someone who has been in some of the most ferocious interviews ever. I remember my interview at American Airlines. They threw everything at me, everything from the book. And I'm not talking about the small 7th edition book. I'm talking about the big 5th edition, 4th edition book. Those crazier, bigger PMBOK guides. They threw it all at me, but I was battle ready. And that's why in this program, I'm going to be showing you how to succeed beyond your PMP. In interview settings, how to grow professionally. And I'm going to show you pragmatically how to amp up the bread and butter of the project manager who is PMP certified. Now you might say, but Phil, what is that? I'll show you. Not only is it the trifecta of schedule, cost, and scope, but you got to put the leadership edge on top. And not just that, you also need to come with your adaptability hat, a world of Agile. I'm going to show you a boatload of tactics, ideas, tips, and tricks. And you're going to leave equipped, truly feeling confident about all the things you've got that stamp on. You got a stamp of approval. You're a project manager, you're PMP certified. I want to get you to confidence because I know lots of you aren't confident. So I want you to join me on this course. It's called a boot camp for PMP graduates. I just call it PMP Grad Boot Camp. You want to be in my PMP Grad Boot Camp, then you need to look for a link. It's pmp.leadershipstreet.com. pmp.leadershipstreet.com. I'm going to be taking you through a number of concepts, a number of ideas. And by the time we're done, you will not just be confident, you will also have understanding, deeper level understanding of what people expect from you as a PMP. As a PMP, I expect you to be able to lead the initiative to conduct an economic feasibility study, to be able to craft a business case, to be able to craft a benefits register, to educate people about the importance of the benefits register, to actually intentionally do these things with a conviction. I'm going to show you how to gather the resources to create your charter with the project sponsor, how to lead your project sponsor and your organization in these things. I'm going to show you how to create the project management plan. We've talked about it so much, but done so little of it. I'm going to show you, and then we're going to break that apart further. We're going into the deep conversations about the work breakdown structure, how to actually create one, regardless the industry you're in. I'm going to show you how to develop a project schedule so that when you're going for the interview, are you listening to me, my friend? So when you go for the interview, you are going to go with confidence, knowing that you have done this before. You know why? Because in the training, we're going to be creating these things. You're going to create work breakdown structures using the philosophy based on the standard from the PMI. You are going to create schedules based on the best practices in the PMBOK guide. The 6 things we talk about, right? Plan, schedule management, define activity, sequence activity. You are going to practicalize it. It's not just going to be, well, I guess I answered a few questions right on the PM. No. You've done that. This is graduate boot camp. This is a cut above. You now become the leader in project management in your firm. We're taking away the baby, show me how to do it, tell me what. No. We, as leaders, educate the organization. That's the level that you're coming to in my PMP Graduate Boot Camp. Okay? So look for a link below. Okay? Sign up now. I've got some really amazing offers going, but they won't last. You will see the time factor on the page. So make sure you sign up now. I'm really looking forward to having this conversation with you, learning from you, understanding what barriers are you experiencing in your project management journey as a PMP. PMP is just step 1. Do you know there's 1.5 million of us almost? So how do you distinguish yourself from the pack? How do you prove, how do you demonstrate, how do you illustrate that you are coming with more than just a stamp on a piece of paper? Because there's so many PMPs today. Usually when people apply for these jobs, especially in the United States, Canada, India, the United Kingdom, other places in the world, there's so many PMPs in those regions that you probably have 4 or 5 you're competing against. But how do you distinguish yourself? Let me show you how to do it, because I've been there. I have succeeded in a number of interviews. I have demonstrated my prowess. I remember after getting PMP certified, I got a number of jobs. I got work at General Dynamics. I got work in a software company out in Phoenix, Arizona. I was kind of surprised, like, wow, that opened up so quickly, even just because of the affiliation with the PMP. But the company I really wanted to get into, I was trying my best, and it was Honeywell. But when I got certified, within a few months, a recruiter reached out to me and said, hey, we've got this job, they're looking for PMP. Would you be interested? I said, let me see. Looked at the interview details, or looked at the job spec, and realized it was the most feared topic to PMPs. You know what I'm talking about, earned value management. It was earned value management. Everything was all about, okay, you're going to come in, you're going to implement earned value, you're going to implement an earned value management system, we're looking to you to, I'm like, wow, this stuff is real. It's not just in the book, it's real. The good thing is I'd already started beefing up my knowledge and my understanding. You see what I'm saying? I had started beefing up my knowledge and understanding beyond the PMP. So I had done courses at the Defense Acquisition University, DAU, on earned value. I had tried to get my hands and feet wet. I had tried to get everything I could. Humphreys and Associates was a fixture back in those days. because they were the leaders in the earned value world, and I was learning from what they had and learning from what other people had, and eureka, I put it all together, and then went for the interview. The interview was a mind-blowing moment for the interviewers. They're like, my goodness, how does this guy know all this stuff? And not just that, not just the knowledge, I was able to illustrate and break down from beginning to the end of how to implement an earned value management system. Think about that. Got certified as a PMP, never worked in earned value, but as a result of learning and educating and beefing up and elevating my knowledge, I was able to narrate how to take a concept of earned value to implementation. You already know who they hired for that job. I was at Honeywell for going to 2 years. I worked in defense and space. I was so good in what I did that I worked myself out of a job. A 9-month job, I took 3 months. And I have to give credit to my boss at the time, Jim Schaefer, who positioned me for success, which is another rule you have to learn. Sometimes your boss knows more. And when your boss says do something uncomfortable, it could lead to mind-blowing results. Because what he did was put me in the right place, put me in the right position, connect me to the right people, and teamwork made the dream work, because I had a team of people from engineering who showed me the ropes in the earned value system, and it just became like clockwork. It was so easy. And we're going to talk about that, the world of leadership, because that's a classic leadership move. Taking your person, putting them in the right place on the bus, and the rest just becomes so easy. But that's a different day. But when I got into Honeywell, my friends, I was able to not only influence people in earned value, I was also able to get 50 of my colleagues certified. So I'm going to be teaching you how to leverage the power of your PMP. PMP is the beginning, but we need PMP power. We need pragmatism. We need motivation. And we need power. You get what I'm saying? Pragmatism, motivation, and power. I'm going to teach you how to convert your PMP to a PMP. I'm going to show you how to make it pragmatic, how to give illustrations and examples. By sticking around your buddy Phil, you're going to hear all the stories. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'll tell you the truth about how it works in industry, what I've seen. And then we're going to pragmatize it, like I said, by building on the knowledge of a project management plan, building on the knowledge of scope and schedule and cost, quality and resources, communications and risk and procurement and stakeholder. And then we'll go for seconds in Agile, go for thirds in leadership. You have been feeling high and dry, some of you, because you've been certified for eons and you haven't elevated yourself any more than that. It's been, well, I guess the manual says I'm a PMP, but I don't feel like it. Stick around me long enough, I'm telling you, you'll feel like it. So what are you waiting for? Look for the link, pmp.leadershipstreet.com, pmp.leadershipstreet.com. Let me show you how to convert your PMP into a PMP. By the time we're done, you're going to be pragmatic. You're going to be motivated, fired up. The great Zig Ziglar says motivation is like bathing. You got to do it daily. You don't say, oh, I did one yesterday, so I'm not going to do one. No, you'll smell. You won't evolve. But if you're motivated daily by hanging around people like me, you know what to say in an interview. Your motivation and exuberance will come through. Some of you aren't excited. You're like, well, I guess I got certified. Seriously? You're not on an adrenaline rush? Permanently, I'm on a permanent adrenaline rush after my PMP because I remember what I put in. I remember the joy and the exuberance after getting certified. Some of you know, like B.B. King says, the thrill's gone. The thrill is gone from PMP. No. Come to my program. I will get you fired up to understand Your PMP is one of the best things that could have ever happened, but it's the beginning. We got to pragmatize it, got to get you motivated and fired up. And the last P, got to show you the power in your PMP. So what are you waiting for? PMP.leadershipstreet.com. Thank you, my friends. I look forward to talking to you, helping you, elevating you. I'm in the business of elevating people. I'm looking for people who feel the PMP is nothing. I'm going to change your mind. I'm going to show you why it is something. It's a diamond in the rough for some of you. Some of you, allow me before we leave the conversation today. Some of you are like, well, I guess this PMP, it's not that valuable. I'm going to let it lapse. What? You allowed 200 hours of your life. 200 hours of your life to go to naught? Do you value time? Some of you right now, you're watching me and like, well, I guess I'm going to let my PMP lapse. Oh my goodness. If I could come through the camera to where you are, it wouldn't end well. We're going to take it outside the building. What do you mean you want 200 hours of your life to just go to naught? Because of a measly $100, you're like, well, I don't want to pay PMI's renewal fee of $150. What? Do you understand the economics of 200 hours? Let's multiply it by a factor of $50 an hour, because you put in 200 hours of your life to study and prepare for this exam, and you want to give it up because of a crummy little $100 fee? Oh dear. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I think I'm done. I'm off my soapbox. Please check out the link. PMP.leadershipstreet.com. I'll see you in the coaching program. Bye for now. Hello, my fellow project management professionals. You are a PMP, you're a graduate, right? So you're not studying for the exam. But I hear that you have missed your PMP boot camp. Perhaps you eagerly awaited its completion, you envisioned the relief of earning certification, and now you find yourself strangely drifting. I mean, this feeling, though unexpected, has a powerful origin, my friends. Our innate drive for growth. Consider this. The human brain, it thrives on novelty and change. It thrives on challenge. Like muscles, our knowledge weakens without continued exercise. So there you were, ramping up, and then you get to the crescendo and you get certified, and boom, you stop those knowledge muscles from expanding and getting more developed. The completion of a boot camp, while quite monumentous, it shouldn't mark the end of your evolution as a project manager. In fact, it's merely the beginning of a new chapter. Let me share a little bit of data with you. Data always underscores the truth. 94% of professionals believe that ongoing learning is critical to career success. And this statistic is from LinkedIn Learning. 74% of employees crave opportunities to develop new skills, as evidenced by a Deloitte study. You see, PMP holders with additional certifications command 18% higher salaries, as reported by the PMI Talent Report. Now, I'm not saying go off and go get the next certification. That's not what I'm saying. But I want you to understand that expansion and growth is critical for your success. So this innate pull to evolve is why you may feel restlessness. Despite achieving your initial goal, you are on a growth trajectory, and pausing right now would hinder your potential. But here's the good news. You're not alone, right? I too am committed to continuous learning. I've expanded beyond PMP, earning certifications in risk management professional, Agile certified practitioner, scheduled professional from the PMI. I got my OPM 3, which was like a three-headed beast back in the day. And I've also acquired 6 Agile and Scrum credentials across different organizations: CSM, PSM, PSPO, CSPO. I got Prince 2 certified. Now, this relentless pursuit isn't driven by my mere ambition. It's fueled by my understanding, watch this, that growth is inherent to human nature. And that, my friends, is why, after training scores of organizations, the US Army, the US Air Force, the FBI, NASA, and many more, I created a boot camp for my graduates who are PMP certified. This boot camp is for project managers who are PMPs and are yearning to evolve beyond their initial certification. It's for those who seek to refine their skills and gain newfound confidence. Some folks have never developed any of those documents or plans. Well, this will be an opportunity for those of you who are not strong in this area of project management for you to evolve and expand in the documentation of project management, the bread and butter of project management, the benefits plans, the business cases, the project charters, the WBSs, the schedules. It's for those individuals driven by the desire to achieve great things. So over 2 days, my friends, this immersive program will offer you 8 PDUs. It will offer you collaborative learning with like-minded peers. It will give you an opportunity to identify and address your weaknesses. And it will also give you expert guidance from someone who has been there, done that, been in the trenches, been for over 50 interviews, interviewed in different organizations, trained and coached different organizations, mentored and coached so many individuals. And I can give you a ton of pointers to lead you to your definite chief aim. My definite chief aim is to lead you to your definite chief aim. Your success is my success. And that's why I put this together, this PMP Graduate Boot Camp. This is your launch pad. The PMP is a stepping stone, but this is your launch pad, my friend. So I need you to join us to unlock your full potential as a project leader. You're not just a project manager, you're a project management leader. So remember this. PMP is great, but I need us to amp up PMP. I need us to take PMP to PMP. What do I mean by that? Well, you've got the project management professional, but it's not enough. You've got to back up your PMP with a PMP, which is pragmatism, momentum and motivation, and power. And I'm going to show you how to do that. As the saying goes, knowledge is power. But we're going to put a spin on it and we're going to say applied knowledge is the real power. So I need you to go on down to pmp.leadershipstreet.com, sign up for this brilliant opportunity to meet with like-minded individuals, to learn more, to get confident, to understand the intricacies of project planning, agility. Let's make it real. Let's convert it into real substance. Go on down to pmp.leadershipstreet.com.